Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today is bringing you very special support for breakthroughs and rising beyond where you used to be. We have a really special energy. Today's day is also called as the Master Portal. The Master Portal is open, which in other words, it's a really strong flow of productive energy is present due to today's alignment, and we'll talk more about this. Actually, I have so much of beautiful information for you, how to align with this energy and how to use it for whatever you actually want in your life, to make the most out of your life, to make your life the greatest possible creation, something you will be proud of, something you will be grateful for. So before we start, hit the like button if that's something that you may find great value in, because it helps to bring this message to more people. Thank you so much for that. So we have a really special and productive creative energy present. So today is bringing you very special support for breakthroughs and rising beyond where you used to be. If you take time to organize your ideas into actionable plans and take huge action with them, you will get into a great flow. You will start flowing like a river, and you will notice that there's no other limitations than your own mental ones that are usually caused by a lack of clarity. And lack of clarity is caused by overflowing and overstimulation of information, which means that somehow we've lost the control over how we choose to experience our lives, how we choose to live our lives. And I want to remind you, if today you don't feel really productive or you feel a bit stuck, reset yourself. Do something that will help you to reset yourself, like a meditation, journaling, deep conversations with someone, a therapy, whatever can help you to reset yourself. And then take a piece of paper and dream a little bit about your future. What are the important things you want to focus on? Why? Because you will notice that a great momentum will begin. So firstly, why today's day is so special? Well, numerologically speaking, we have 11 and 22. So 11 is the master manifestor, the master visionary, and 22 is the master builder. We have two master numbers, and this is a unique synchronicity that happens here and there every single year. And these days we have a really great support when we are working on something that is important to us. And I can tell you, my friends, yesterday in the evening I've started, planning some things for myself, and I just started receiving incredible ideas, so I've decided to build this Patreon page where we will share exclusive content. We received so many messages if I could start making more painting tutorials where I could teach people how to, how to paint with the style that I'm painting. So I've decided to make this Patreon page. You can find it in the link in the description where you can join the community. There's also an open chat where everyone can connect. There will be guided meditations. There will be exclusive videos that are not present on YouTube, and there will be ad-free videos, same as they're here on YouTube, but without ads. So if you're interested into that and you would love to support this mission, you can go there and check it out. So yesterday I've started building that. Actually, me and Maya have started building that. And we've created such an incredible momentum. Everything happened really fast. So that's how everything starts. We dream about something, then we sit down and we make some plans, and then we recognize, well, why we would not start right now? And we start and we recognize, well, it's not so hard than we thought it was. It's just, you have to start somewhere. And then you start and you recognize momentum is like making one step at a time. One little step at a time, and if you know where you want to go, you will eventually get there by walking towards it. So recognize today what is that dream? What is that vision? What are those goals that you have for yourself? And then do something about it. Another thing that is happening today, Sun went into Scorpio. We are actually into Sagittarius, from Scorpio into Sagittarius. So we are in Sagittarius season right now. And again, it is bringing us a great energy. Sagittarius is this energetic sign that is inspiring us for adventure, to build up power within ourselves, to awaken to our power, to get a sense of accomplishment, as Scorpio is this passionate sign, Sagittarius then grounds this passionate energy. It actually builds something with it. Scorpio awakens great ideas and gives you this sense of enthusiasm, and then Sagittarius take action with it. So a really beautiful time. And at the beginning, the first degrees of the zodiac are a bit more gentle ones, the ones that we are still kind of in between the previous energy and the new one. So it's really a great time to reflect a little bit on your ideas and to make some great plans. But on the other side, you also need to recognize what is making you feel stuck, what is making you feel blocked, because it's not like we have these rare opportunities in our years to make this kind of huge steps. Every single day we can do something for our dreams, but sometimes we feel stuck. So it's interesting that just today I've received a message from someone who said if I could speak a little bit on the sacral and solar plexus energy centers or chakras, how to recognize the imbalance there and how to consciously nurture them so we can experience more fluid energy within our bodies, more flow, and therefore we can become much more intuitive, much more psychic, and much more creative. So the interesting thing about this message is that these two centers are usually the main reasons why we feel stuck in life and why we feel unmotivated to follow our goals. So, for example, when the second center, the sacral center, is imbalanced, and this is common for most of us because it happens in our childhood. It happens that at the times when we become the most, we become these great wanderers. We want to experience the wonders of life. We want to express our creative ideas. Usually at those times, we got the most suppressed, or we've been judged, or people were laughing at us. So we were lacking tools to actually make something out of this enthusiastic energy. So what happened, we've closed it down, we've suppressed it, and therefore these two energy centers got imbalanced. And when they are imbalanced or a bit closed down, there's more energy than in the first center, or this energy goes into upper three energy centers and we become really, really intuitive but not so grounded. So in Sanskrit texts, there's a beautiful photo of a being who's meditating, and then you have a drawing of his energy center. So you have these lower three energy centers that are the centers of survival, the emotional centers, and then you have these upper three energy centers that are centers of thoughts, centers of ideas, of visions. And then in the middle, you have the heart center. So lower three centers, upper three centers, and if you are able to really align them, ground them, and make them united, the centered heart center will activate, right? And we awaken our power. That's something Sagittarius wants you to do. So when we become more practical about this, we start wondering how to balance ourselves in a way that it doesn't sound so mystical and it becomes more practical for our daily lives. And the first thing is that we learn to stop overthinking all the time. This is one sign that your lower centers are imbalanced, and therefore you often feel guilt and shame and pain and maybe unworthiness and feelings of lack and being a victim. And therefore you often want to compete with someone, you often want to control the outcomes, you have this strong sense of ego and being self-centered, and so on and so on. And because of that, you overthink everything. You're this great perfectionist who's never enough. While if you are able to quiet down these noises a little bit, let's say with a practice of meditation or with a practice of journaling, when you start identifying your thoughts more precisely, so you recognize what are the thoughts you're thinking about most of the time, what you will notice that most of the stories you're telling to yourself are not even true. And even if they would be true, are they still the ones you want to live your life by? Because your life is lived by a story. We are creatures of stories. And when we're telling stories to ourselves that are destructive, our life will become a distraction, right? So the point is that you start changing the story, and change starts with identifying what needs to be changed, right? Change starts with identifying what needs to be changed. So when you identify, then you need to become that great visionary that recognize, okay, how I want to live my life, something we're talking often here, how I want to live my life, who I want to become. What are those great examples? Like in ancient Tibetan traditions, they often have this vision of a Buddha to inspire them. This is who I am in essence of being, right? If I recognize that self-centeredness is coming from not being enough because I was hurt in the past, because I've experienced strong pain, because when I was expressing my emotions, my enthusiasm, my creativity, people were judging me and laughing at me. I've experienced this unpleasant pain, so I've decided, well, if I don't express myself, I will not get hurt. So this is a safe thing to do, to not express myself, to play a character, right? To be what other people like, so I will not get hurt. That's what we do. But because of that, we start calculating every move. Like, will I be okay there? Will this be okay if I pretend to be this person so they will like me, so they will accept me? And because we recognize it doesn't work, we start competing with others, we start fighting with others, and we're never okay, we're never enough. So then Sagittarius is reminding you, hey, this is your old story. This is your old story. Yes, you've been hurt in the past, but you don't need to walk with those hurts in your backpack anymore. It's your time to open up to something greater, to recognize who you truly are. And who you truly are can only be recognized when your heart opens, right? That's why they have this symbol of a Buddha to remind them, I'm not my negative emotions, I'm not the stories, I'm not the thoughts. You don't need to do that, but you definitely need to sit down or slow down and recognize you're not what you think, you're not what you feel. You are what you choose to do, you are what you choose to think, and you are what you choose to feel. And in order to experience that, you have to slow down, so you stop reacting to your impulses. And you decide to calm down your system, to calm down your nervous system, your body, to calm down your muscles. Because what happens, science says, when you relax your muscles, your vagus nerve will relax. And vagus nerve is a nerve that kind of controls your whole automatic nervous system. So when you relax your muscles, you suddenly experience this great relaxation also in your brain. And eventually your mind will start slowing down. And when your mind slows down, what happens? Your brain goes from beta brainwave frequency into alpha brainwave frequency, which is a creative state. If you just maintain this state a little bit longer, it will calm down even more. You will get into a theta brainwave frequency, which is also known as a state for hypnotizing yourself, where you can actually brainwash yourself into being a new version of yourself, where you can actually tell yourself a new story. You can visualize a life you want to live, and you can start asking yourself who you are in that future, because future is a mental concept, isn't it? The same as the past is. But most people are living in the past, never experience the present, and repeat the past in their future. That's the karma, isn't it? Something we've been also talking about yesterday when I was talking about this concept of samsara, the ancient Indian concept about these repetitive cycles that are constantly repeating from life to death, from death to life, and often include suffering due to ignorance and lack of learning from our own mistakes. So the point is that we learn to reflect our own actions, learn to reflect our own mistakes, whatever mistakes are, and recognize what a master would do here. So we need to have a symbol of a master, like a master teacher. Whoever can be a manifestation of a master teacher. It can be Buddha, it can be any type of a guru or whoever you find, or maybe your higher self if you're more intuitive and you can, easily connect with that inner you. Whoever it is, just to have a symbol. So when you don't know what to do, you can ask this symbol or this part of you, because in your subconscious level you have all the answers. So to balance then this lower two energy centers, the sacral chakra and the solar plexus chakra, what we need to do, we need to recognize what these two energy centers need. Firstly, they need to feel safe. They need to feel safe so the lower energy can be released into the heart center, right? So firstly, we need to learn to relax our bodies. We need to learn to meditate or to do something where we feel safe. And then you can place your attention. You will notice if you place your attention into any chakra, any energy center, you will feel if it's open or if it's closed or if it's somewhere in between. You can feel it. And if you feel that it's really closed, you also feel unsafe within your body. And you most probably feel stuck in some ways. So when sacral energy center is closed, you often feel low energy or low creativity. You feel often emotional instability. You may feel this kind of tension when it comes around sensuality and pleasure, and you don't like to discuss these subjects, or you feel fear of change. This is a common sign when this sacral center is closed down. And on a physical level, we feel like we're constantly tensing muscles around our stomach area and also around our inner organs. So ways to release it, to open it up, is to practice something creatively, to do something you love to do, something that awakens your creativity. It doesn't need to be painting or making music, but something that truly resonates with you. It can be painting and making music, or dancing, or building businesses, or whatever, just as long as it's a creative flow. Also emotional expression, talking about how you feel, even just to yourself, or filming yourself can be a great therapy. If you are not a therapy, person, film yourself, talk about yourself. You know what I've noticed as I've started making these videos years ago? I've recognized how much I've started opening up when I've started just talking about how I feel and what I've been through and things like that. And that's why you've seen such a huge growth as you're watching my videos, because every single day I am expressing my emotions. And also healthy relationships. If you're not in a healthy relationship with someone, you will feel that there's stuckness within you. If you're in toxic relationships, this center will not open up because you don't feel safe there. So make sure that you do something about it. Make sure you do something about it. And if you have any type of issues with intimacy due to a certain trauma, make sure to identify it and to work through it, through therapy, through deep meditations, through shadow work, whatever resonates with you. Make sure you work on it. And as I said today, as this master visionary, master builder, you have a great support to, if nothing else, to at least identify these things and set for yourself what you will do. An important thing when we are setting something that we'll do is to also do it then, to train our brain to do what we say that we'll do. It will just create huge breakthroughs in your life. Then the third energy center, the solar plexus energy center, really important one. When this one is blocked, we have this low self-esteem. We want to control everything. So if you feel like that, it's most probably due to this energy center. Don't feel there's something wrong with you, because we all have this. Not many of us have been raised up with this great knowledge and wisdom and awareness around these timeless lessons. So most of us have not been raised like that. So most of us have this type of blocks, but it depends how much we are willing to work through them, to heal these issues, right? So if you have low self-esteem, it's a sign that there's a block within you. And this block is due to certain trauma, due to whatever you've been through. And it needs to be identified, to recognize what happened to you, to ask yourself what happened to you. And tap into that inner child, at what time of your life you've been hurt, so you've closed yourself down. Because of that, you also want to control things around you. If you want to, live a great life, you want to make it the way that you control everything and manipulate everything to make it happen, which is not a divine way. So I will give you some guidance. Then also, if you have some digestive issues, most probably it's connected to the center. If you have a lack of purpose and often feel angry and frustrated, it means that there's too much of pressure within your body due to whatever you've been through. So you need to identify your triggers, and you need to recognize where this pressure started building up, which is sometimes hard to do for people, especially if you're a bit older, but step by step, right? You know that because you're going through this healing process for some time now. So step by step, don't rush the process. It's never too late to start. And you don't need to rush anything. Everything will happen in time. Also, due to all the universal energies, this process is happening with your will and without your will. But if you use your will to do this healing, it will be much more pleasant. So I encourage you to dive a little bit deeper into it. So if you're wondering then how to activate the solar plexus, firstly with your awareness, place your awareness into it and feel it a little bit, how open it is, how big it is, how bright it is. And then recognize what is lowering down your self-confidence. There will be some thoughts, some stories. Know that those are not your thoughts. Those are not your stories. Confidence comes when you're willing to be without it, so you can build it up from something. And we all know that when we start building something out of nothing, it takes time, like building a business or building a house or building whatever. It takes time, and same is with your energy centers. It takes time so they can activate and you can feel more safe within you, and you can actually embrace your authenticity, your uniqueness, whatever makes you unique. You have to recognize what makes you unique. Then healthy boundaries will help you to stay in that authenticity, to say to people how much you tolerate, how much you don't tolerate, when to say yes, when to say no, to build awareness around this. Really important. Then mindful eating. So you recognize not every food is good for you. If it gives you a sense of pleasure, it's not necessary that it gives you healthy nutrition. So when you start noticing the difference between nutritious food and pleasurable food, you will notice what difference it makes after you eat it. And that's how you start noticing the value of what you put into your body. You recognize, well, I don't eat this vegan food or vegetarian food or whatever kind of food because it's popular. You eat it because it feels good. So it's not like this is good and this is bad. It's noticing what gives you this sense of lightness, of feeling good when you eat it, right? That's mindful eating. And then also stop eating before you're full. This is ancient wisdom. Before you're full, finish. And another way to activate the center is to set goals and follow them. Define clear goals, because if you don't, you will be all over the place, and therefore this energy center will stay closed, and there will be too much energy in your upper 3 energy centers, which will cause overthinking. That's why to ground this upper energy into lower centers energy means to clarify your goals, to clarify your thoughts, ground them, and take action with them. And another practical way to activate it is through breath work and certain core exercises like doing planks or going into the gym and doing certain, workouts where you're practicing a lot of balance work and squats and things like that. It will help you so much to work on this lower energy center. So it's not all like, spiritual thing. It's deeply connected to your physical experience of life. So make sure that you keep balance between one and another. And that's how you will balance your centers. And therefore, it will be much easier to open your heart. And if you go into meditation and place your attention into your heart center, it will be much more natural experience, and it will be much easier to stay in that experience also when you open your eyes and you start your day. So this is something that will really help you to use today's energy, but then also to live in that in the next upcoming days. Today you're just much more supported with this. And because it's the beginning of Sagittarius season, it's a great time to ground all of that, to ground your ideas, to ground your energy, to make or to create a lot of clarity within your system, and then make some results with it. You're here not just to daydream, not just to think, not just to feel, but also to do a lot with it, right? That's how we are channelers of energy into matter. That's where energy becomes matter. It becomes matter through us, right? That's why we are called creative beings. So my friends, this is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed in today's video. I hope you found great value. Once again, if you haven't already, hit the like button because it helps to bring this message to more people. And to anyone who's interested to become a member of our Patreon page and become a part of the community there, go and check it out. The link is in the description of this video. And thanks to all of you for supporting my art in our Etsy store, I Draw My Passion. Also, the link is in the description. Thank you so much for that. With that, you're supporting this mission, and I'm truly grateful to you. So, my friends, stay beautiful. Until next time, one love.